the protocols, the rules for reopening bars and restaurants were laid down very, very clearly by the working group that we put together, made up of health officials, but also made up of people who run bars and people who run restaurants. The truth is that our economic recovery in the state of Ohio is tied directly to how successful we are in preventing the spread of the coronavirus. Stopping the spread, interrupting the spread of the coronavirus will determine how successful we are in opening up our economy. These two are tied together. You cannot have a successful reopening of the economy if we get surges in the coronavirus. And so these two are as linked together as anything can be linked together. We are talking about the slowing of the spread, and the basic facts have not changed. That can only be done by distancing. Spread of the disease, distance. The more distance, the less spread of the disease. There certainly is an inverse relationship between the two. Very, very important. And so as we look at how our restaurants operate and how our bars operate, the distance is absolutely the key thing. As we got reports, and we're still getting them from health departments all over the state, but as we got reports over the weekend, it was clear that most restaurants were doing an amazingly good job. Most bars were doing a good job. But it's clear that we have had some outliers, ones who just were not doing what they should do. If we're going to make this recovery, if we're going to bring the economy back, people have to feel safe when they go out. They have to feel that the rules are being followed when they go to a restaurant. They have to feel that the rules are being followed when they go to a bar. So let me read from the order that Dr. Acton signed, and again, that was based upon recommendations from. Let me pull this up. I have it right here. This is based on recommendations from the working group. And I'm just going to read part of it. Restaurants and bars to reopen. All restaurants, bars, and other like businesses and operations in the state which have the on-site consumption of food, beer, wine, and liquor are permitted to reopen for full dine-in service within the state so long as all workplace safety standards are met. These businesses and operations are encouraged to either reopen or remain open if they have not ceased operation during the prior stay-at-home order. Business and operations shall continue, and here we get to the key part. Business and operations shall continue to comply with the social distancing requirements as defined in this order, including by maintaining 6-foot social distancing for both employees and for members of the public at all times, including but not limited to when any customers are standing in line. Reservations are to be limited to more than 10 persons. Customers, and here is a key part, particularly for the bars. Customers must be seated when consuming food, beer, wine, and liquor on the premises of the business. So it applies to restaurants, applies to bars. Customers must be seated when consuming food, beer, wine, and liquor on the premises of the business.